Hi, students, and welcome to chapter 3. And in this lecture, we're going to take a look at how to use Excel to calculate descriptive statistics. Okay, so now what are descriptive statistics? Well, it is a way to kind of calculate the summary measures of our data sets. So this includes things like mean, median, and the mode, as well as variability, including the variance, the standard deviation, and standard error of the mean. So all of these are descriptive statistics that basically kind of tells you how much, what is the middle tendency and what is the variability that is within that population, within that group mean that you're looking at. Okay, so now let's take a look at data set 3.1. An educational psychologist is trying to better understand students' use of technology. She wonders if there are differences in the amount of time students use technology for academics in comparison to leisure activities. To answer her question, she gathers a sample of 10 students and asks them, on an average day, how much time do you use technology for schoolwork? She then asks each student about the time spent using technology for leisure activities. I guess for like games or something like that. Okay. She records the number of minutes spent using technology under each condition. The data are presented in the table below. Okay, so over here you got school, and there over here you got leisure. Okay, and 60 means 60 minutes, and so forth. Okay. Okay, on the Excel workbook, open up this. Okay, so let's go to Excel. And basically, you want to organize something that looks pretty much like this. Now, let's see how your textbook organized them. Okay, so like this. So B and C. Okay, so we're gonna do exactly it like that. Okay, B and D. Let me just make this go to one lane. Okay, school, teacher. Okay, and these are minutes that we're talking about, right? So 60, 90, 100, 80, 40, 70, 90, 30, 50, 60. So over here, 90, 120, 80, 100, 90, 150, 90, 70, 60, 90. Now, before we go on, let me just check the numbers really quickly to make sure that I did not enter anything wrong. Because you'll see that once you enter something wrong, and then all the data that you're going to get are going to be completely wrong as well. Okay, now what your textbook wants you to do is to have the sum of x, the n, calculate out the mean, the variance, standard deviation, square root of the n, and then standard error of the mean. Okay. Okay, so what you need to do, so there are several ways to input it. You can do it this way, what your textbook is telling you. So you can put in enter, and you can find a function here, and then here you'll find the thing that says sum. You click OK, and then it'll ask you what you want the sum of, and then you can say I want the sum of this, and click OK. All right, so that's one way to do it. Another way that you can do it, okay, is that you can just type in the command. You can type in equal sum left parentheses, and you highlight this, and you close the parentheses, you hit enter. You get exactly the same number. Okay. Now you don't. Now we're not getting the same number because we're actually doing it in the same different conditions, right? But you see that if I do exactly the same thing here, outcome that I get is exactly the same. Okay, the number of the n, so I'm just gonna do it like the way that I'm very used to it. So you go to count and left parentheses and then highlight this, close the parentheses, hit enter. It'll tell you it's 10. Okay, now let's calculate out the mean. So equals average, left parentheses, highlight, and then right parentheses, enter. Okay, so it tells you the average is 67. And now here you just type in the variance dot s. Okay, I think it's dot s unless I'm wrong. Let me check. Uh, variance dot s. Yes, so I am right. Okay, and over here, standard deviation STDEV, left parentheses, highlight, close the parentheses, hit enter. Now uh, square root of the n. So you want to type in SQRT. That's the command for square root. Left parentheses. Now it says gonna say you want a number. So how many numbers do we have here? Well, that is here. That is n, right? So we got 10 over here. Click this, and then that's the square root of the n. Okay, uh, now the SEM, if you want to, you can do it like the short way, but essentially SEM, standard error of the mean, is the square root, is actually, sorry, the standard deviation divided by, sorry, let me do this again. Okay, so it equals standard deviation, click on that, divided by square root of the n. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and now we got all of this calculated out, and now the only thing you need to do is you need to copy this, copy, go to here, and then paste. There you go. Copy and paste. Or another way you can do this is you just highlight this, Control C, and you go to here, Control V. Okay, gets exactly the same thing done. Now, are we pretty much done for this? Oh, yeah, we are. Okay. Now, yeah, so I guess that's it. That's it for chapter 3, which is very short. All right. Now let's see if we can do like a data collection exercise. Okay. Now a nutrition. Okay, so we're done. Okay. Now the nutrition scientist worries that many college students are so busy that they skip meals and breakfast in particular. To better understand this concern, she wishes to collect some data, ask each student to consider their past week. Okay, all right, so this is kind of similar to a data collection exercise. Okay, so the way that you will want to organize this is going to be, okay, so ask each student to consider this past week and then record how many times each had breakfast and then dinner. All right, so let's say, so on one column you have breakfast, okay, and then on the other column you have dinner, okay, and in the past 7 days, so let's say if we have 8 students in the class, okay, so let's say if we have 8 students in the class and then 8 students in the last time they have breakfast, one person had 3 days of the week that they had breakfast. Another had 5 breakfast. Another had 0 breakfast because she doesn't eat breakfast. And then, so now I'm just gonna just pretty much fill in some numbers. Okay. Okay. And then now everybody pretty much had dinner. except maybe one person that skipped one dinner because he or she was on a diet. Okay, and now all we need to do is to find all of these. So now I'm just hitting the Control C and the Control V just to copy that over. Okay, so the sum of x equals sum, and then right click and left parentheses, and then highlight, and then right parentheses, and then hit enter. Okay, and then over here the n, you type in count, left parentheses, highlight, right parentheses, hit enter. 8. So we got 8 people. Okay, and the mean is going to be equal to average, left parentheses, highlight, right parentheses, hit enter. Okay, and another way, if you want to do it, you can do it as equals this number divided by this number. You get exactly the same thing. Okay, now the variance equals ARV dot S, right parentheses, sorry, left parentheses, highlight, right parentheses, hit enter. Okay, now this is standard deviation STDEV, left parentheses, highlight, right parentheses, enter. Okay, square root of the n. So basically equals square root of, sorry, of 8. Okay, so you can type in the 8, or you can just highlight this. Okay, so in this time it's going to be something different. I'm gonna highlight. I'm just gonna type in the 8. Okay. All right. SEM, standard error of the mean, that would be equals the standard deviation. Standard deviation divided by square root of the n. Okay. Now, if you want, there's another way you can do this. You can type in equals standard error divided by square root of 8. It'll give you exactly the same number. Okay. Now over here we're done with this group, right? So we just highlight this, Control C, go to here, Control V, and that's it. Okay, that is how easy this exercise is. Nothing to it. Okay, if you have some questions, just go to the textbook again. We'll watch the video again. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Okay, have a nice week.